From Caterpillars to Butterflies, episode 35, Q&A with business coach Renee Lamb and Charlene.
Welcome to the From Caterpillars to Butterflies Personal Growth Podcast. Just like the caterpillar is destined to become a butterfly, you too are designed for a beautiful transformation. This is where you go to grow and transform your life. And now, here's your host, certified life coach, Charlene Dior.
Hey, this is Charlene, your host of the From Caterpillars to Butterflies Personal Growth Podcast, where we talk about all things personal growth. If it can help you grow, we will likely be covering it right here on the show. I am so excited this week. We're doing something different. My good friend, Renee Lamb, is joining me on this show. Renee is a business coach who specializes in helping new entrepreneurs get their business together, which she'll tell you more about that later. But Renee and I met in a mastermind program. She's one of the few women that I still stay in touch with. And I just love Renee. I'm in awe of her confidence and her courage. Renee has been doing some crazy things in her business just because she believes in herself and in her clients. And that is inspiring, and it is contagious. It's contagious. So I'm so honored to have her on the show. I'm honored to have her as a friend. And I know that we're going to have a great time on this episode. So get ready. Welcome to the show, Renee. I'm so glad to have you. And thank you for taking the time out to be with me here today.
Thank you so much, Charlene, for that great introduction. I so appreciate you and your followers. I'm so happy to be with you guys today on this podcast from caterpillars to butterflies. Yay! So that you guys know who I am, besides being Charlene's friend, which I take that as an honor and a privilege. I am a business coach for Future Mobile Entrepreneur Lab, and I help aspiring and new entrepreneurs to either launch their business or grow their business to have a strong foundation so they may be able to be around for a while and affect their community in a positive way. So I have the utmost privilege to flip the script and interview Charlene so that you guys can get to know her in a different capacity. So are you ready, my
girl? Be easy on me, Renee. I'm ready, but be easy on me.
I know. I'm going to be easy because I know you got to come visit me. You're going to come visit me. So yes, I don't want you to come over to Phoenix. So I'm going to keep that in mind.
Okay.
So as a business coach, one of the things that I find is that even though I'm business, I definitely cannot get away from self-development, which is not a bad thing. I definitely take self-development seriously for myself, but sure. I find that also I see it very prevalent in the people that come to me. And I know that they have a saying for us as business coaches that your business can't outgrow who you are. And that's very true. But is there ever a point where you can get to where, you don't have to do as much self-development? Like, is there an end goal or end date? What's your feelings around that?
I want to flip the switch and ask you a question.
Ooh, see how she's trying to take that already.
Is there ever a point where you stop dreaming? Is there ever a point where you
never want anything else for your future?
No.
Is there a point where you're perfect?
Oh, girl, I'm so far from it, I couldn't even see it.
Oh, right. Okay. So there's never a place where you should really stop growing, because as we grow as human beings and we experience more in life and we accomplish more goals, we just set new goals. I mean, the idea is never to get comfortable. The idea is never to reach a milestone in your life or your personal habits or your belief system and say, well, I'm good, I'm going to stay here. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as standing still. You're growing or you're digressing. You don't stand still. There's no status quo. So you should never really relax on growing. It should always be a lifestyle. And I think that that's how you reach your fullest potential, is always being committed to become a new, better version of yourself. And that's really, I mean, I think that business owners are more concerned with personal growth than other people because there's more at stake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell people that, like, you're the you that runs your business for you. That's why you have to grow yourself, because you are the person who's going to make it succeed or fail. But personal growth should really be applicable to everyone. Like,
Right.
if you're a wife, especially a new wife or a new husband, if you are a parent, like, it's really applicable to every single person, because we all have things that we want to achieve, and we all just have relationships that we want to better manage. So you never want to relax on it, and you don't want to think that it's not for you because you're not an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. I think that is so good. I love that. I have to pick out the gems, because I want them to get
Okay.
It was so much in there to unpack, but I love that either you're growing or you're digressing. Like, people have this notion that there's this in between, like purgatory, and it's not. We are in constant movement. So either we're actually moving forward or we're actually moving back. It's not like we're kind of in the middle, flotating somewhere. And I think I wanted to bring that point out, because that was just really, really good. And I agree with you on that. And even in my personal life, you know, you're either doing one or the other. And what I like also, or something that when you said it triggered me, I think a lot of times, do you find that people only think about self-development when they're near a crisis mode, as opposed to just their life is kind of going okay? Do you find that that's when they want to, I think I need self-development now, because everything's breaking
Oh,
away.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. People, when there's been some major something going on in their life, like, that's the trigger, you know. But if you can, we're always going to have triggers. We're always going to have, like, events. But if you can invest in your growth all the time, I think that you start to see less of those chaotic moments, you know, because you've managed them before. It's kind of like going to the doctor to get your yearly annual checkup, right? It's preventative.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just wait to go to the doctor when something's, you know, going crazy, it's kind of too late. And so it's the same thing with personal growth or self-development. Like, if you can, you know, commit to it on a regular basis, then you'll have less instances of your life falling apart.
Right. Exactly. And here's a question for you. Do you find that specifically to the Black community, that they tend to shy away? I know definitely when you ever talk about therapists or psychologists, you know, that's like the boogeyman in the community. Do you find they still have the same feeling when it comes to, like, life coaches and self-development, or are we beginning to become more open to it?
I don't know. I think that maybe we're growing to become more open. Obviously, most of the women who come through my space are mostly Black women. Mm-hmm. But I love, one of my favorite things to do, Renee, is going to events. You know, I love going to your Tony Robbins or, you know, your Jack Canfield or something, you know, and so I don't always see a huge representation of Black women at those events. And so maybe it's just they're not attracted to those type of speakers. But I don't really know. I think that we're growing, but I don't know that we're as vested maybe as other ethnicities.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's that's a whole nother topic that we can dive into, because there's so much garbage to unpack there. That we have that mindset around it, which is something like, really, let's get over that. But but yes, and speaking from the entrepreneurs, I definitely know that I've always been into self-development. At the time, I didn't even recognize that that's what it was. It was just that I was always a lifelong learner, and realized as I became an entrepreneur, they call this self-development? I didn't even know that. You know, I just liked learning. Like, I felt a certain way when I didn't think I was progressing in my life or learning something new in my life. I just felt stuck. And I think people didn't realize that you actually are doing it and we don't necessarily call it that. Or we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of do it automatically.
I can understand that. I think that everybody likely invests at some point or another in their growth. It's just a matter of is it intentional, is it purposeful, and is it regular, right? So I think that, like we said earlier, when there's a chaos, when you feel stuck, when you feel bored, when you feel, like everyone else is bypassing you, then you might say, well, hey, what's up? What can I do about it? But I think that the key is to not just wait for those moments, but just to make your personal growth something that's always consistent and top of mind for you. So yeah, I agree. People probably likely do it. They just don't call it that. And they don't do it as regularly or as top of mind as it could be.
Exactly. So let me ask you this. So what is your lane of genius when it comes into the self-development? What do you help your clients with?
One of the things that I help my clients do primarily is to know who they are. I think that a lot of people don't know who they are. And I say this all the time. I think that life conditions us when we're young to always be suppressing who we are and always be suppressing what we feel and what we think because we got to fit in, or because someone picks on our clothes, or because, all these things. And so then when we become adults, we have no idea who we are. And we don't really know that, but we just keep on accepting the wrong things, letting the wrong people into our lives. We keep on, ending up in the wrong careers or in the wrong friendships, because a part of it is that we just have no clue of what we really stand for, of who we really are. And sometimes, I've worked with women and they're like, I dated this guy for X amount of years and we broke up and I have no idea what my hobbies are. Like they just lost themselves completely in someone else. And so I just think it's so powerful. And I think you could probably relate too, right? Like
Absolutely.
How many people start businesses based off of something that doesn't align with them? And you can't even be successful in a business that doesn't align with you. If you don't know who you are, it's really difficult to have the right business, the right career, the right relationship. It's just a mess. And so that's really kind of, I think, my way of genius. It's helping you get back to the truth of who you are before life stacks on a whole bunch of baggage.
Ooh, girl. Let me pull my feet because you were stepping all over them babies. And I got a pretty red nail polish. But you're absolutely right in reference to, I was doing another podcast and I said, working, especially, and I can only speak for me as a Black woman, I'm surprised I wasn't schizophrenic, because I was so many things to so many people that sometimes I almost forgot who I was and what did she sound like, because I didn't really know, as I was taking one mask off, was that really me, or was it another version of a mask for someone else? And so you were I totally get that. Getting to know who you are authentically, it doesn't matter if you're starting like a business or you're even just wanting to navigate through life. It's better to navigate through life as you, as opposed to who you think other people would be receptive to. That was just
because it's more enjoyable.
Exactly.
Like, doesn't it get exhausting faking it? It's exhausting.
And I was terrible at it.
I ask people,
who came here today? Did you bring the real you here, or did you just bring your representative? Right. Because sometimes we're going out into the world and we're taking our representative with us, and we left
the real us
at home. And it's really hard to live life like that.
It is. Sometimes it's so pushed down, you don't even recognize what you're doing. That was I think because me going into business, and I had to get to know, in order for me to even know what business I wanted to do.
Right.
And because I'm by trade, I am a project manager. I'm certified. And most people looked at me like I'm crazy because, I have all my degrees and, I'm having this certification. Like, oh, why wouldn't you do project management? But that wasn't I'm great at it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but it wasn't something I desired to do every day. Like, but then it was so hard because it's like, but what do you want to do? Like, what really brings you passion? What really...
That's $1 million question.
Right, brings you purpose. But I found, and I tell people, even though I did business coaching, even before, I actually started a program for self-development. And what I realized was I couldn't get to my passion or purpose until I started to unpack the junk, because it couldn't even float to the top for me to recognize it, because it was so at the bottom of the junk I put on it.
Right.
So I so get what you're saying about, you know, who are you in life? Like, are you you?
Yeah.
And do you even recognize her when you see her?
Right. When she shows up, you know? I know one of the things we said we were going to talk about on this episode is my book that's coming up. But I wanted to write books since I was a young girl. Like, I remember being in elementary school and writing a story for my school book that they were putting together. I don't know. And so they were like choosing the best ones of the school, and my story made it into the publication. And I used to write poetry when I was growing up. I would just sit in my room for fun and write poetry. So writing has always been something that has been a part of my life. But for whatever reason, when it came time to start thinking about careers, it never even came up for me. And so I just say that to say that sometimes we lose who we are and what we really enjoy. And so we go off on this other track. And really, if we just went back to our core, you know, then we could find the passion and fulfillment that you're talking about. You know,
right.
I think we just tend to suppress things because someone told us something. You know, you always hear that writers don't make money and, you know, all these sorts of things. And so we just like suppress it. And luckily for me, it's coming back up again. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited. So let's get into it. Let's jump into it. So tell us about when the book is coming out. What is the book about? Give us the name. Come on, babe. Drop the deets on us.
Okay. The name of the book is From Caterpillar to Butterfly. It's a play off of the podcast and the blog. So it's From Caterpillar to Butterfly. Transform the life you have into the life you love. And it is a self-help book. And it really, it's my passion because I love to read self-help. And so I really kind of wrote the book that I like to read, to be honest. And it's been such a joy and an honor to be here. I'm so proud of myself. Like, I don't always toot my own horn, but like, I just can't believe I did this. I'm like, toot, okay? Like, really?
More times, girl.
I put a book together. I can't believe it, but it's coming out next month. Like, I got the proof in the mail 2 days ago. And yes, I almost text you because I'm on a social media fast right now. So I was like, I got to text somebody and tell them my book came.
I am the girlfriend to text.
Okay.
Girl, I do emojis. I'm going to give it to you.
So yeah, I'm just really excited about what it is. And I just hope everybody loves it like I love it, you know?
Exactly.
And I hope it creates a breakthrough, you know?
I definitely think they're going to love it. As a matter of fact, I know I'm not even, y'all going to love it. If you love it now, you're going to love even more of the book. But when is the book coming? Whenever can they get their little fingers on?
You can grab the book October 2nd on Amazon.
October 2nd. I got to say it again. October 2nd, people. For people who did not hear that the third time, you are going to be able to get your little fingers on her book. And I need you to take the book, take some time for yourself, and get a quiet space with some either tea or coffee or whatever floats your boat. Not liquor, because I want you to focus.
Yeah, you got to be able to sleep.
Right. And I need you to read her book. Now, here's the thing, folks. I need you, if you love the book, please give her a recommendation or whatever we call it on Amazon. If you don't like the book, shh, be quiet.
Keep it to yourself.
Don't say a word. But what you can do is go ahead and repackage that up and send that as and yes, I'm on Team Ratchet, so so maybe
you know what,
somebody
Renee, the
else
book
would appreciate it.
the book is really designed to help people come into their own type of breakthrough. So it's not just a book that you read. It really it asks you to be introspective. There's questions at the end of every chapter. It's the getting real section that I say, because it's time that you get real with yourself, about yourself, and about the choices that you've made, and about why you are here, so that you can actually grow. And so it's not meant to be a book that you just sit and read. You need to get your pen out, maybe even your journal, and sit down and just really search inside yourself for what you really want, what you really need, and where you really want to go. So I just think that for people who are really ready to do something different in their life, it's a good book.
Now, would you think that this book is something that they can, we have the book clubs and stuff like that. Would that be something that they can do at a book club? Or is it a little too?
Definitely.
Okay. So
definitely.
Y'all hear that?
There might be some parts that people it depends on how open you are. Sometimes it does ask you, where did you screw up? Sometimes people are like, I don't know why my life is like this. Well, because you screwed up somewhere in the past. Just be honest about it.
Right.
Just be honest.
Right. At least to yourself.
Maybe you don't want to divulge those type of details, but it really is a good book to do with other people as well. Just talk things out,
And I have to tell people, half the time the things you think people don't know is probably they already know. If they a good person of yours, they probably already know where you messed up. They just trying to hope you get there.
Yes.
So girls won't necessarily tell you. They probably already know. So if you have book club ladies, definitely put this on the list to read for a book club. Pick and choose, of course, what you want to share. But we need to really help each other to improve each other's life, because we're not an island unto ourselves. So,
definitely.
Okay, let's lighten this up. We talked about self-help.
Yes.
So I want your listeners to know a fun fact you would like to share about yourself with them.
Okay, let's see. I don't know if everyone knows that I have a twin sister. So my twin is Marlene and Charlene. But what's interesting is that my dad is also a twin, Ronald and Donald. And then my granddad, he passed, but he is also a twin, Clarence and Clarissa. So there are 3 generations of twins in my family, and I am praying that I meet a man and we have some twins.
Girl, I think that you might not need to pray on the twin thing. I think that's just enough on that.
Well, come on. I think it would be so cool to have 4 generations of twins in my family.
That would be cool.
I think it would be awesome.
Unusual. But, honey, it would be one and done in a sense. One and done. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Child, I'm getting old. So just have one and be done.
Yes. Yes. That is so neat. That is definitely a fun fact. Now, I don't know if many of you know, I'm not going to put my girl on Front Street, but she is definitely has a lot of different passions. And I'm always in awe of her life. I'm going to have to tell this story, and she's probably like, okay, I'm going to kill her. I was in my own Facebook group, and I wrote, what if money wasn't an option, what would you do? And she's writing, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, Charlene, honey, you're doing all of that now. I mean, she was like, oh, and I'm gonna stop the story there. It was like, yo, dude, I said, what would you do if money wasn't an option? Just to tell you how it's not just about her helping you; she's actually living her life. She's turned her own life into what she wants. And I was like, yo, that's what other people would like to do. You're doing that right now, sweetie pie. So she definitely has a very robust life. But give me something that you're really passionate outside of self-help, which we know, outside of the writing, which we know. But what is one other thing that is very high on your list that you're really passionate about and that you do on a consistent basis?
Well, so I'm a Christian. I think my show knows that I talk about it all the time. And, I always wanted to find a place inside the church. I love going to church. I'm an usher at the church. I can help you find your seat. Okay. But I just always want to find my place in the church. And so what I've been doing lately is going on missionary trips. It's combining my love of travel with my love of Jesus. And I find, that that's my place. That's how because I didn't want to be someone who went to church and then left. Like, that's fine too, but I was just growing and evolving. So I wanted to do more. And so now I go on mission trips. I'm actually going on one in a week from Saturday, which when you guys hear this, it won't be the same time frame. But I'm going to Colombia. I'm going to Colombia for a week, which I'm super excited about.
Oh, wow. And so how long have you been doing these mission trips?
Well, I've only been doing it for 2 years, so not forever. But but I love it. I love it. And you know what's so interesting is that I thought I was going to go on mission trips so that I could do God's work. I thought that I was doing something for the kingdom of God. But what I've learned is that sometimes I go on mission trips because God's doing something in me, and it's just funny how we think that we have the idea that we're giving, and really we're about to go receive something, and I just love that. I love that about it.
Yes, I so understand exactly what you're talking about. I always say I think God's funny when it's to other people, but not to me. He does have a sense of humor. And in the church that when I go to, when I live back on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast living now, but I am able to do sermonettes, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny that.
Girl, what? I didn't know that about you.
See, yes. I have that. I tell people two things. I love the Lord with all my heart and soul. And I also cuss. I just try not to put the two in the same sentence or close together.
Well, this show is rated E for everyone, okay?
But
so we don't curse on this show.
Right. And I've been doing good. I'm doing good. I can do it. Yeah. I know how to talk around people. I do have a vocabulary. I will use it when I have to. But to your point about you thinking you're going to give, to God's people, and how he, when I get up there and I do my sermons, it's amazing how it's almost as if I'm having this conversation with him, because the sermon is actually me at the place that I didn't even realize I needed to hear it. So I almost forget that people are there, because I'm having my own conversation with God. I so get what you're saying. He does amazing. That a lot when you're giving, you're actually receiving at the same time, and people don't understand that concept. And I think that's so good that you are taking your relationship with God to a deeper level, and really getting to understand who he's about, what his word is. It's so amazing. And I applaud you for that. Not that you're doing it for any fanfare, because you're not. I know that about you wholeheartedly. But it's great that people should know something like that about you, that, your walk and your talk is the same. You're not saying perfection. You're just saying I'm on this journey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on a journey. Yes.
Exactly. And, in the journey, I always tell people, yes, he said, we understand that victory is ours, but he never said the road was easy to victory. And so, we make mistakes along the way. We're not perfect by no stretch, which is why I think this is why he made life coaches to help us along the journey, because we need help. We need help.
We do need help.
And so I think that I can see why you are a life coach by how you lead your life. It makes sense, because that is beautiful. That is weird. I'm not gonna go on a
Oh,
tangent about
thanks.
that, but I can talk about that, girl.
Yeah, and I know this is a little bit off topic too, but along the lines of how like professional growth has to be a lifestyle and personal growth has to be a lifestyle, so does spiritual growth.
Absolutely.
Like the idea is not that you get to the end of your life and you don't know anything more about God that you knew at the beginning. It's also something that should be kind of a lifestyle for you to just always go closer to God.
Oh, absolutely. To the point. I think I called you one day. I was kind of upset because somebody was like, I don't know about your business and you talking about God. And I'm like, what? Because it's who you are. When you have accepted that life as a Christian, whatever that is for you, I can't separate me from him.
Yes.
And the sad thing was, the sad or good, I had to go back and listen to myself because it was so automatic for me to say a scripture or say something in reference to God or something about his word that I didn't even know what she was talking about. Like, when did I say that? And I was like, oh, I do. I didn't even recognize it because it's just who I am. And of course I had to shut that down. But
right.
But yeah, it's
shut it down.
Yeah, girl, don't play that. There's a lot you can do, but not that. But it is a lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle, that people I think don't really get. It's about, and I know I'm gonna mess it up. I'm not a life coach, people. I'm a business coach, so don't write be like that chick messed it up, Charlene. But there's different parts of your life that you have to deal with, which is the finance, the spiritual, the health, and there's some others, and I forget.
Yeah, you know what? That's a great thing because I have that very what I call the life balance wheel in my book that goes through 8 categories of your life. Yeah.
Yes. And I think especially when I tell business people, everybody wants to start with finances, and I get it. That's the one to deal with. But what I found for me and what I will tell my people, my clients, is actually start with the spiritual. Because I find when you get connected to that power and when you get balance in your life and when you have meaning and you understand what is your purpose and that's what it helps it with, everything else will fall into place. Not that you don't have to work anything else, but it becomes a lot more balanced when you start from that spiritual, whatever that is for you, start there first. Do not start with money first. Start with your spiritual side first, and then everything starts to permeate out. And you look at it different than if you didn't start from that place. I even tell my people that, like, no.
Yeah.
You got to deal with some other stuff before you get to the money.
Yeah. It's so true. But we're so short-sighted like that. I think that if you focus on money first, maybe you'll get money first. But if you focus on God and spirit first, like you'll go further and you will, I don't know, you might have a quick win in the financial bucket if you go finances first, but you're going to have a long, steady win, not just in finances, but across your life when you put God first.
Oh, absolutely. Because I find that worry that we all have, and I will raise my hand. I am a big worrier. I know where I get it from.
I'm a worry wart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. To the point that it affected my house. But when I started to really, and I actually go into my closet, I have a prayer closet that I go into.
Me too.
I have my books and my writing pad there, and I literally sit on the floor to commune with God. And once I started to really intentionally do it, I noticed that not that my money situation changed necessarily, but my outlook on my money situation changed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally get it.
Jacked up. But I wasn't coming from a place of scarcity or lack because I knew the word of God and what he said to me, and his word don't come back void. And so now it's like, you know what? I gave it to you. I'm going to let you keep it because that's what you told me to do. I'm going to get back up and I'm going to go with this faith and this work because I got business. So I'm doing work and I got this faith now and I left it to you. And now I don't have to continuously worry that it's not going to work. Because he said, I'm going to provide you your daily bread. If he can do it today,
Yes, every day.
he will do it today. And so once that took place, I'm here to tell you, I know that sometimes money can get jacked up because I'm a business owner and I'm new and I'm starting out. But I can't tell you how many times when they say he's an on-time God, I'm here to tell people, yes, he is, because I have seen some, I'm going to say they're miracles, because I have like, where did this come from? Like, where's this money popping up from? Like, I don't even know where it's coming from.
Wow.
I'm receiving it. I had experience where my 401k, and now, once you close it out, that's it. It's a bank. And I saw the letter, and I'm like, what? You know, me being Flash. Why are they writing me? I'm not there no more. But something said, they said, we are so sorry, Miss Lamb. We have made a mistake, and we have shortchanged you. We have reopened up your 401k and put in over 5,000. Girl, I couldn't get to that phone fast. I
know, right? Oh my gosh. Amen.
Okay.
That is a miracle.
Exactly.
You speaking life.
Yes. And I'm here to tell you, it's not that I don't know what my situation is, not that I don't have a budget. It's not that I'm not working. It's not that I don't believe God is going to be there for me. It's none of that. But I got to the point that I was like, you know what? When it happens, I'll deal with it. And I also learned I had to be open to receive. Because a lot of times he sends us little stuff and we be like, no, thank you. Somebody want to open the door for you. No, thank you. Somebody says, oh, no, thank you. Well, what you're saying is, no, I don't need to receive. Girl, everything now is, yeah, yes.
Girl, please, I've been letting people open doors for me. Shoot.
No, I'm
actually offended. I'm offended when they open the door for me. Like, what? You want to just walk on by?
Girl, I stand there and look. See, you nice. I'll be like, really? Because no. But a lot of times we say no to stuff that we don't realize we block it. So I'm here to tell people, look, start with the spiritual. Once I lock back into that, my life has totally transformed to now that I'm just like, wow. That's all I can say is thank you. And I'm humbled, and that's my dude right there. I call him daddy. You whatever you want, I call him daddy. That's how I was raised, to take him as a parent, and I literally do.
Yeah.
But yes, this
not to stay on spirit. I know, not to stay on the spiritual for too long. And really, this is really more than spiritual. But you know what you're saying is, I think, so important, because not just for the sake of just, you know, trusting God and leaning on God, but when you're ready to have more in your life, like you said, it takes you too, right? It's not just that you just pray and you hope. You also have to do something. But when you're in a bad place spiritually, like you are in a dump, maybe you have low faith, low expectation, it's very hard to create what you really want to create, you know, like, so it's also important that you just be able to lift your spirit. And I have to do that sometimes, Renee. Sometimes, like, I have to, like, put on my gospel songs and because my spirit is down, you know, and so it's hard to create something. It's hard to be productive. It's hard to be disciplined when you don't feel good inside your soul, you know, like you just want to go home and just, let me just eat some popcorn and watch TV. Like, I'm just not feeling it. So it's important to manage your spirit as well. You know, I'm really trying to say
healthy, because popcorn don't even make it on the list. But I get what you're saying, sister. The popcorn ain't even made it on I don't even know we own popcorn in here. But to that point, what tips would you give to someone who is like in that position where, like, what can they do to lift up that vibe or lift them out? What are some things that you would say, you know, one or two things that might work for them?
Sure. One of the things that actually comes right from the book, I know it's not a book podcast, but, you know, it's top of mind. You know, so what I say is that there is, like, the yin yang, you know, you've seen the yin yang symbols, right? And so it kind of says that there's good inside of bad and bad inside of good, right? Nothing's ever, like, just absolute. And so when we're looking at a situation in our life that's dissatisfying to us, like really, if we look hard enough, there's some piece of it that's satisfying. And so I think that we've been trained to dwell on the things that we don't like and to nitpick and to complain about those things. But one of the ways you can lift your spirit is to train yourself to focus on the satisfaction, is to focus on the good things and not the bad things. Because complaining and being miserable, I said, it's very hard for someone to be productive when they're in that state of mind. So the first thing is just intentionally shift your focus to the good stuff so that you have a good spiritual feeling, you know? And again, it's just, I know it's so easy. We like to just dwell on the negative stuff, but it's so much more powerful to focus on what you find satisfying in your life, in your situation. Maybe that's just God. You know, I'm just going to focus on God because that's the only thing in my life at this moment that I just feel satisfied with, you know?
Right.
And then the other thing is just, like I do, grab some music that lifts you up.
Okay, ladies, you hear, and if this gentleman, listen, you heard it. One, you need to shift your focus to something positive. Whatever that might be in your life that you consider positive. And also, I am a fan of music. There is music now, that is uplifting. Not even though I do love me some ratchet music, but there is uplifting.
Don't be listening to no little sad love songs. You know, you got to listen to something.
Right. Don't listen to Sam Cooke. Don't do that.
One of my jams right now is Oceans by Hillsong. And it says, you call me out into the water and oceans deep where my faith can rise. And so it's really and I think it's really kind of good for entrepreneurs, right? Like sometimes we think that this is our idea. This is not your idea, okay? This business is not your idea.
Right.
Sometimes God is calling us into the water so that we can walk on water. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my song right now.
Okay. Say it one more time for
my faith. It's Oceans Where Feet May Fall by Hillsong.
Okay.
Oceans
Everybody get that.
By Hillsong.
Okay.
Because it's just really like what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to walk on water. I can fall. My feet could fall because I'm in the ocean, but I'm going to have faith,
Ooh, yes. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies, I'm trying to tell you, this girl right here, listen to her, repeat, rewind, listen again, because she's dropping so many gems, and I'm pulling out of her like, catch it. Oh, don't let that one go by. Well, I know I knew that was all the questions that I had for you. But there, if someone really is resonating, one last question before we go. If somebody's really like, oh my God, I need some help, where can they go to or reach out to you to have another level of conversation or to see how you help them?
Yes. So you can definitely find me on the website from caterpillarstobutterflies.com. If you want to get on my calendar, go to transformwithcharlene.com and you can fill out a questionnaire to make sure we're the right fit for each other. And then you will have an opportunity to schedule some time on my calendar. And then, of course, just support the book. That would be a great opportunity to hear from me directly in the book, because I wrote all those words. No ghostwriters here.
All right.
And that's also an avenue for people who want to know a little bit more, go a little bit deeper on the subject of, transforming your life from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Yes. Now, I know she's not expecting this, and I don't even care because I love her to death. But let me say this. I want to at least let you guys know what I think of her as a person. We're not good about she's not as good, and I suffer from, we don't toot our own horn, but she is not just telling you things that she doesn't know. She is not that type of coach. She's not going to tell you something that she either doesn't have an expertise level at, or she has not experienced and been through. She's coming from a place of authenticity. She's not going to make you feel good just so you feel good. Even though she might sound quiet, she's a big proof stick. But that is what you need for the better you. She will always hold you to your highest good. And that's what you look for in a life coach. Now, yes, her and I are definitely friends. I make no bones about it. But just because I'm friends with you don't mean I'm going to take your service. So let me but she is one of, and this I even said in private, that she is definitely the person that I will go to when it's time for me to up level my self-development and where I want to go in my life. I am putting my money on her, period. So I'm not here. I would not get on her podcast if I did not believe in her. I wouldn't put my brand to another brand if I don't think that brand is at the level of my brand, whatever that is. So I'm here to tell you that if you feel as though you don't know where you're going in your life, if you need someone to talk to, if you need to up level your life, or you just need to figure something out, is who is that girl? Where can you find her? Where is her voice? I'm tired of being schizophrenic. I need some direction in my life. If any of that, what I said, resonated to you, then don't go and ask for validation of your next inspired step. Just take your next inspired step and sign up and talk to her. It doesn't cost you anything, but you're not going to lose anything, but you might just gain who you are. So I want y'all to think about it. She ain't going to tell you none of that. I'm going to tell you all of that.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. I need you to just be with me everywhere. You got to be my little hype man. Hype me up, you know?
Don't we all need somebody like that in our life? I need somebody like, yeah, that was good. But I definitely, you guys,
I appreciate it so much.
This is real. Definitely keep supporting her on her podcast. Let everybody else know about her. When the book comes out October the 2nd, please run to it. You can definitely do it in your book club. But really, really support it. By supporting Charlene, you're supporting yourself, honey.
Yes, that's so true.
You're supporting yourself.
You know what? That is so true. Can I just say this one last thing, though?
Yes, honey.
People are sometimes so afraid to invest in other people, whether it's a business coach or a life coach or a book or something, but what I always tell people, like, you're not investing in me. You're not investing in my program. You're not investing in my book. You're investing in yourself through me, And so then it becomes are you worth it? It's not if I'm worth it. It's not if Renee's worth it. Are you worth it? You're investing in yourself.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. We're already what we say we're selling.
Yes.
Because there's many people, I'll be like, well, I got a business. So I don't get it. So me helping you launch you ain't helping me, it's helping you. So yes, invest in yourself. And not, oh yeah, girl. Well, I definitely.
I know. So it's like a whole other can of worms.
Girl, I'm quieting myself down not to go on a tangent.
Yes.
Investing on you. You got to bring me back for that talk, girl.
I know.
About investing in yourself.
We don't have to have a regular Charlene and Renee call.
Exactly, girl.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Ooh, baby, yeah, we're going to start a list of when we going to jump back on and say, let me tell you about this right here. Right here. Yes, it is investing in you, because if you don't think you're worth it, trust me, nobody else is.
Nobody will think it for you.
So invest in yourself. Again, it takes no money to talk to someone, but it might be the
first call.
Yeah,
let me clarify.
The call that she just talked about.
The first call.
Yeah, we're not a nonprofit. We are a for-profit business. But we do charity, but you got to go through another organization to get our charity. But it's not through ours. But you need to really, don't wait. And a lot of times we wait. We waiting. What you waiting for? I'm waiting for a signal. I'm waiting for a rain, and I'm waiting for God to tell me.
A sign.
God probably said, I done already told you 5 times. What else you want me to say to you? Just go for the initial conversation pick up the phone. You never know. And if it's not, then fine. Go about your business.
Yeah.
No foul.
No hard feelings.
Yeah. Just go on. If that's not the person that's for you, go on. But definitely, if you can't be with her, at minimum, be with the book. And I'm going to the book. And I'm telling you right now, I I'm a believer in Charlene, that we have already talked, and I am going to follow through on my word, that I know what she's about, that I want to give her book to my people before they come into my program, because I need them to be healthy, whole, and ready for what they need to do for me. But they need to deal with some stuff before. That is so how much I know what value she brings to this world. And so I'm definitely going to include that, because sometimes people won't buy for themselves, but they'll listen if you give them something.
Yeah.
And so if that's a way for them to be a better client than me, by all means, but I believe in the work that she does, and I believe that she's walking in her destiny and her power and her lane of genius. And so,
thank you.
Yes, honey. I don't do scrubs. It's friends.
That's so good.
Yes.
It has been a pleasure.
Yes. I hope you guys do ask me back, and if not, I'm still gonna come back anyway.
Okay. I told everyone I was going to Colombia for a week, and so the special treat that we have for you, if you like Renee, if you want to start a business and you want to just hear more from her, I am handing the mic over to Renee next week. So when I'm in Colombia, she will be your host of the From Caterpillars to Butterflies podcast. And if you loved her, you're going to have a whole lot of more time with her.
Don't try me one more time. Let's see if it works out.
I know, right? If you didn't like her, give her another shot.
Give me another shot. So,
so I look forward to that.
I would take care of your followers. I would treat them as if they're I'm going to treat them as if they're yours, because my people, So I'm going to be, I promise you all, I will take very good care of you when Charlene is gone, and make sure I give you as much wisdom and nuggets you get from her. I'm not a self-development life coach. I am business. But I definitely will be giving you things that you can utilize if that is the aspiration of yours, on how you can move forward in that realm of creating your business. So, and if you don't need it, send it to somebody else. Sharing is I always say. Sharing is caring.
Caring is caring.
Well,
so I'm excited about that.
I am too. It was so good. How much I interviewed you, but it was great to have this conversation.
I know. I was like, she over here interviewing herself.
I know, right? I'm like, dang. She was saying so much good stuff. I was like, well,
it's supposed to be about me.
Right. I was like, well, it's free, so if I can get some help. But
just kidding.
Everybody, we do like each other. This is how we normally talk. No shade over here. This is how we talk to each other. I hope that I definitely learned some things, actually, and I hope you guys enjoy hearing a lot more about how Charlene thinks and how she feels about things, and you got a better understanding who she is as a person. So, and you fell more in love.
And thank you so much, Renee. Sorry to cut you off. Thank you for your time tonight and being willing to interview me. This is a different kind of concept. People are interviewing the host. It's different. We're groundbreaking here, girl.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for your time and your energy. It's been great. And, I love you. And so looking forward to your show next week and all the good things that are coming out of you and your business as well.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for listening to the From Caterpillars to Butterflies podcast, your one-stop shop for all things personal growth. For today's show notes and even more tools and resources to help you transform the life you have into the life you love, go to www.fromcaterpillarstobutterflies.com.